Young Living is a global company, and this week we'd like to wish a happy Chinese New Year to our friends that celebrate. My father valued and worked to understand many different peoples and cultures during his time on Earth. And often that would take him outside his comfort zone, but as he often recounted, there's no comfort in the growth zone and there's no growth in the comfort zone. Hello and welcome to Young Living's podcast, The YL Drop. My name is Jacob Young, your host. Young Living is the world leader in producing and distributing premium essential oils, and this podcast will provide you with drops of information about Young Living, including stories, history, products, lots of little fun facts, and even more. And we welcome back to the podcast Young Living's Director of Special Projects, John Wetton. Welcome back, John. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me back.
And I like how we're matching colors today. So
totally unplanned.
So with this Chinese New Year, it's actually kind of a... do you want to explain what's so special about this Chinese New Year, I guess, per se?
So first of all, I should mention I'm no expert. I did live in Asia for a little while. I speak Mandarin, but I don't consider myself an expert on a lot of things. It's the Lunar New Year, so it's based off of the moon, and so it's never exactly the same time every year.
Okay.
So like we have Christmas, and it's always going to be
The 25th.
Yeah, the 25th of December. But the Chinese New Year kind of shifts around a little bit.
Gotcha.
Due to the lunar cycle. So and it's celebrated outside of China as well. I know that there are other countries, particularly in Southeast Asia, that also have a holiday that coincides with the Chinese New Year. So, it's a Lunar New Year.
Okay, fun, interesting. And the last time we had you on the show, we talked about some iconic pictures of Young Living founder, my dad, Gary Young. And I remember, and for those who haven't seen that and haven't seen that episode, please go back and watch it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And today, he is going to explain a pretty unique video that was shot back in January of 2017. And I want to know, how did this idea come to be?
Yeah. So, just to back up. So after we recorded the last episode, I was like, because you said, hey, if you have any other stories you want to share. And like later that day, I think I told you about this one. And the way that this video came to be was that it was January 2017, and if you remember, that's when your dad was doing some dog sled racing.
Yep.
And I can't remember if we were getting ready to go up to Alaska or coming back from Alaska, but we were up in Tabiona when this was shot, and that's why it's like all snowy and your dad's dressed the way he is. But we were driving up to Tabiona, and I got a text message from one of the employees at the Hong Kong office and said, hey, Chinese New Year is coming up. And any chance you could just get Gary saying something really quick, just saying like, hey, to all of the members in the Hong Kong market, I wish you a happy Chinese New Year and success in this upcoming year. And so I texted back and I said, oh yeah, sure. I'm actually going up to Tabiona right now. I'll be with Gary for the next 2 or 3 days, because I remember we stayed up there. You might even have been there.
I think I was for a day or two.
One of the days.
Yeah.
And I thought, of course, we're going to have plenty of time. I can just, work this in with all of the rest of the shooting that we're doing and all, Then, so I was going to try and just knock it out as quickly as possible, but then we were like really busy the first day. And so that night when I was laying in bed thinking about, what could I do for this video? Like this idea popped into my mind that there's actually like lots of different ways to kind of wish somebody a happy Chinese New Year or a happy Lunar New Year. And so I thought, why don't I see if I can find a video that would like teach me how to do that?
Yeah.
And I did. And I don't speak Cantonese. And in the video, like your dad is speaking Cantonese.
Oh, okay.
So, but I speak Mandarin, which is like very different. The two languages are, they are related. I'm not going to say they're not related.
Yeah.
But the pronunciation is like super, super different. And some of the sounds are really difficult for me to make. But so I took the video from YouTube and I downloaded it, and then I chopped it up and then dropped each little segment into my phone so I could just very precisely play them one at a time. And then as we were standing there, I would play one like on my phone and listen to it. And then I would try to teach your dad how to say it. And so then he would say it a bunch of times until I was like, okay, that one's good enough.
Yeah.
And then we would go to the next one.
My dad was not very good with languages by any means. And one of my favorite sayings that he always said, since we lived down in Ecuador all the time, he tried so hard to really learn Spanish.
Yeah.
And anytime we would go to any place that would speak Spanish, he's like, people don't understand. Like, my Spanish is actually really good. Nobody can just seem to understand it.
Right.
He always said that, and I loved it, and everybody else loved it too.
Yeah. And hopefully this is okay for me to share, but your dad, especially, in those later years of his life, he was kind of going deaf. And it was mostly caused, I think, by all of the heavy machinery that he had run. I mean, chainsaws, bulldozers, you name it. He did not come from that era where hearing protection was a big deal at all. I'm guessing he probably even shot guns without hearing protection.
Yes, he did.
And so I think that's one of the main reasons why he had such a hard time learning a foreign language, is just he couldn't hear the sounds very well.
It did make it nice for my mom, though, when he did end up getting hearing aids later on, because he got hearing aids that would connect to the TV.
Oh.
And my mom's biggest complaint, my mom's ears are really sensitive. And she would always complain that he would have the TV turned all the way up. And so it was like blasting for her. Uh-huh. So he could have it connected to his hearing aids at a completely separate volume than the TV. And sometimes, sorry, Mom, but sometimes my dad would say when Mom would come in and would be mad, he'd just shut his hearing aids off and just sit there and nod his head.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the story. So we were just standing out there in the snow, and so the fun thing, and I think we're going to review the video here, right? Yeah. So the fun thing is I would try to explain what each one of these little sayings meant, and then totally out of the blue, like completely unexpected, your dad would like riff on top of that.
Yeah, he would ad-lib.
Yeah, like that was totally unexpected. And I remember just standing off to the side being, oh my gosh, that was so perfect. And so even if he hadn't said it quite right, I didn't care, because like the part that he added in English afterwards was like so fun and colorful that we just like moved on to the next one.
He was so good at ad-libbing.
Yeah.
Well, should we watch the video?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay, so are we going to pause it so that we can explain it, or you just want to watch it all the way through?
No, I think we should pause it after he's said the saying, and then you can kind of explain like what he was saying and what the meaning behind it is, so our viewers
and I'm not an expert, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great. Let's give it a watch.
Gong hei fa choi.
I think it was gong hei fa choi, and in Mandarin it's gong xi fa cai. And so the first two characters mean like congratulations, and it's actually said by little kids to like older people because they want to get a red envelope that has money in it. So fa cai means like to have money or to like gain wealth. And so yeah, gong xi fa cai. And then here's like another little thing. Then they would say hong bao na lai, which means like give me my red envelope. But we didn't include that part because it's like the little kids would say that.
Okay. So what is he exactly saying in here, or what's the meaning?
He's like, may you have wealth in the coming year. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, so let's watch the next one.
Okay.
Lacy Dalloy, and yes, your checks are coming.
Okay, so this one is like another one that kids would use. It's basically like, I think it's actually a joke, and I don't claim to like fully understand it, but it's like, yeah, again, it's like wealth coming to you, but you would say this as a child to an older person, like, give me my money kind of a thing.
And I love the ad-lib that dad would include, and yes, your checks are coming, talking about the commission checks and stuff.
Exactly. So I was like, brilliant.
Man si yui, nin nin yao yu.
Okay, so we played two there.
Yeah.
That's fine. So wan shi ruyi, that's the Mandarin. I'm not, going to mess up the Cantonese. And it means, so wan shi means 10,000 things. And ruyi would be like as you wish them to be. So like, may everything be as you wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the second one was nian nian you yu. And so yu, it means, it sounds like fish. which is, sorry, I'm like adding this other little detail in.
That's okay.
So people, families often have like a fish meal, and it's like a centerpiece to the Chinese New Year dinner, because yu sounds the same as this yu, the nian nian yu yu, and means like, may you have excess year after year. May you always have sufficient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that's why they eat fish, because it sounds the same as sufficient or like excess.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Samsung, Si Sing.
Okay. So yeah, 心想事成. May the desires of your heart come to be. Yeah.
工作順利.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one. 工作顺利. So again, I'm saying the Mandarin.
Yeah.
So I'm not, don't compare what I'm saying with what your dad's saying. 工作顺利 means like, may your work go smoothly, because our members are working hard.
Yep,
and
they are.
See you, Yao Sing.
Okay, so this one, 事业有成 means, so 事业 means like your job or your business, may it be successful. So it like really fits with the previous one.
Yeah, it does.
Ping Buk, Ting Wan.
Okay, so this one is really kind of just colorful. I think that it means 平步青云, may it be like you're walking on clouds. So I think that's what it means, and so I'll just like let you imagine.
Okay.
Mado Sing Gong. And with my horse too.
Okay, so of course I had explained to Gary like what this one means,
Yeah.
like literally. So it's 马到成功, and so ma means horse, and so when the horse arrives, like success is there, is kind of like what it means. But it is like a military term, because when the cavalry arrives, like the battle has already been won, and like there's already success. So when I told Gary that, like it had the horse thing in it, he's like, oh yeah, I love horses, like with my horse too. So yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome.
Long Mok Sing Song.
Okay, so this one, 龙马精神, it's may you have the spirit of the dragon and the horse. So just like, that spirit of like vigor and liveliness.
Sung Tai Ging Hong.
Okay, so this one I feel like is really applicable to Young Living, and it's 身体健康. And it just means may you have health, like may you have physical health, right?
Wonderful.
And yeah, because it's just like so applicable to Young Living, because
Yes.
we're all about health. And,
We are.
Yeah.
Gambong Tai Ming. But I really want you all Royal Crown diamonds.
Okay, so I had explained to your dad that that during the like imperial times, there were these tests that you would take to become like an official in the government. And so if you like did a really good job, like you scored really high on that test, you would end up on what was kind of called the gold list. Like your name,
Like the honor list.
Yeah, like your name, but they call it kind of like the gold list. And so Gary's like, well, I'd be happy if you were gold on the gold list, but I really want you to all be Royal Crown diamonds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soy Soy Ping Ong. And may you always have peace and joy in your heart.
Yeah. So 岁岁平安 means may you have peace year after year.
Oh.
So yeah, 岁岁means like age or year, and yeah, 平安 just means peace. So
Okay.
yeah.
To you, Hao Sung Hoi. And I'm hoping you're all laughing with my accent.
Okay, I love that one. So it's 笑口常开, which means may you always be smiling or always be laughing, or like, yeah, may you always have a smile on your face. And anyway, again, just your dad was so brilliant with
Yes.
these little ad-libs on the end.
He always made everybody laugh, so.
Sun Ning Fai Lo. And a great new year and prosperous one to everyone. Thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah, so 新年快乐 just literally means Happy New Year. Yeah, and then just what a wonderful message that your dad added at the end of that too.
Well, thanks for the idea. That's a fun video, and I'm glad I have that video for all of time now. So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
really entertaining to watch. And now I know what he's saying, so
Yeah.
it's even better.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. So now that we've walked through this and you've explained, what my dad's talking about and what the sayings are, if you're all right, I'd like to just watch the whole video in its entirety.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Gung hei fa choi, lei si dao loi, and yes, your checks are coming. Man si yui, nin nin yao yu, sam song si sing, gong jok song lei, si yu yao sing, ping book ting wan, mado sing gong. And with my horse too. Long mok sing song, sung tai ging hong, gambong tai ming, but I really want you all Royal Crown diamonds. Soy soy ping ong, and may you always have peace and joy in your heart. See you how sung hoi. And I'm hoping you're all laughing with my accent. Sun ning fai lo, and a great new year and prosperous one to everyone. Thank you so much. God bless.
So now that I've watched this through, I can see there's like cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
How long did this actually? Because it's only 50 seconds, but I know it took way longer than that.
Yeah. So I actually got a little bit emotional just watching that. Just, remembering back, standing there and, just the time got to spend with your dad. It was, I don't remember exactly how long it took, but some of those we had to record over and over and over again until I felt like it was close enough that we could pull it off. I don't remember. Some of them were like 3 or 4 times, but you might also notice like how animated your dad is.
Yes.
And I was like, Gary, just go for it. Like you just have to go for this. Like you can't be timid. And that's why he's like so animated.
Yeah.
Because I said the worst thing that you could do is like be timid, because then it just like you have to own it. And he just went with it. It was really, really great.
And that's just kind of the thing that I really admired about my dad is no matter what challenge he like came across, he always was just willing to take it on head first. And so I think it's awesome that you not knowing Cantonese and him obviously not knowing Cantonese or Mandarin, you both work together and were able to put this together.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so awesome. And so you were also saying that the Hong Kong office asked for this. Was this what they asked for?
No. They just thought they were going to get a video in English. Yeah.
So what did they say when they got this?
They were a little bit shocked and surprised, but I think they loved it. Like from the feedback that I received, I think that they just really, really enjoyed it, and were so grateful that Gary would take so much time to create such a personalized message for them, because it would have taken no time or energy for him to just stand there and say, "Hey guys, I just want to wish you a happy Chinese New Year and success in the coming." Like that would have taken 10 seconds and wouldn't have cost us anything. But this was a lot of work, to find a YouTube video and then like cut it up and put it in my phone and like learn how to say them.
And add the subtitles.
And then the subtitling and all of that. So it was, but I think it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one thing, like there's so many things that I loved and admired about my dad, and the fact that he just wanted to make everyone feel as if they were loved and cared for, which they are, and were by my dad. My dad loved everybody, and this. I mean, like after conventions or meetings, he'd stay for hours. I mean, sometimes into the AM, just talking to people and just wanting to help answer any questions that they had, even if it was a photo or a handshake or anything like that.
And I also just feel like he had this like special place in his heart for like foreign people and cultures, like non-American.
Yeah.
He loved to travel. He was always trying to start a farm in some foreign country, or like, we would open up these markets. He's like, I've got to go there. I've got to speak to the people. I really just want to share with, and like he would do what he could to like eat local food. I mean, I traveled a lot of places with your dad. I think I've been to 46 countries with Young Living. So, like he went all over the place and just really enjoyed local food. And, whenever we had a grand opening, he was like, I got to be there. I got to speak. I want to share and meet these people. And it just goes to show how much he was invested in making sure that people got a personal message. They felt like there was this personal connection. And honestly, that was just one of the things that your dad did brilliantly. But so there was this other reason that I wanted to share this video. with everybody, which is just that, you know, as we're going forward in this new year, 2022, like go out and do something hard. Go out there and do something that you don't know how to do. You're not an expert in, but you can. It's going to be good enough, and you're going to grow, and you're going to hopefully make the world a better place. And I think that Gary gave us a great example of just going out there and doing something he was totally uncomfortable with doing, but he did it. He owned it, and it's just really fun to see.
Yeah, John, you're absolutely right, and I really appreciate all that you shared with that and said with that. Like I said, you're totally right on spot with just Dad wanting to make sure that it was personal and that he connected with everybody on one level or another or something like that. And I think that's extremely meaningful to everybody here at YL, and why everybody loves Young Living so much is just that personal connection. A lot of people have mentioned, for my mom and my dad, they just don't do things that like normal CEOs do, like, the events that they go to and going to the grand openings and stuff.
Yeah.
Most people of a company that size send somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And, my mom has asked my dad multiple times, well, can't you send somebody else? And he says, no, the right thing is to go in person. And so we would always go as well. When we could, of course. Joseph and I would usually have, school or something like that. But yes, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. So with the Chinese New Year's, there's always an animal associated with that new Chinese New Year.
Yeah, the zodiac.
The zodiac. And I think what's kind of cool about sharing this video is that this year is the year of the tiger. And some of the attributes of the tiger are vigorous, courageous, generous, and self-confident. And my dad displays all of these in this video.
Oh, yeah.
And so kind of sharing this video is just really fun like that. And so with all those attributes that we talked about with the tiger, like my dad showed in this video, he went and did something that was uncomfortable for him. And he went in with full vigor and just went and did it.
Yeah.
And so my challenge to all of you watching and listening is to go and do that. Go out of your comfort zone, do something that you wouldn't normally do, and just go at it with full on vigor and just full confidence, and just embrace the year of the tiger as you would in this year of 2022. So John, thank you so much for coming on, sharing the story, sharing this video, and thank you for all that you have done and all that you are doing.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's an honor to come and be on the show.
Yes. And we hope to have you back soon with more stories.
Yeah, I gotta come up with whatever we're gonna do next.
Sounds great. And a final thanks to you all for tuning into this episode of The Wild Drop. Remember, you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and our newly refurbished website at www.youngliving.com. Don't forget to oil up Young Living family. This is Jacob Young, dropping out. Take care.